Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with great recordings you've never heard of. You know, one of the bunches of recordings that fit into this category is recordings that conductors make which are sort of outside of their fach, outside of what they're known for, or what you expect of them. But every so often they do something and it's amazing. And it may be amazing, but it may not sell, or nobody will give it any credit, or people may not bother to listen to it, or they'll poo-poo it anyway if they do listen to it. Well, here we have one of those. It's Vaughan Williams' Symphony No. 4 and Talis Fantasia, featuring Dimitri, Mitropoulos, and the New York Philharmonic. Now, this was recorded in stereo, by the way. It's very good stereo, actually. Around, I think it's 1958. Is that what this was? There was a date here somewhere. But I think it was 1958. Metropoulos and the New York Phil did this symphony in conjunction with a European tour in which they stopped in England, and they wanted to honor their hosts with some ripe and juicy English repertoire. Now, the Vaughan Williams Fourth Symphony, as you may know, is his most violent and dissonant and modernistic sounding symphony. In some respects, it's wonderfully put together, contrapuntally ingenious. It's all based on a couple of sort of germ or seed motives. And they're so much fun, these seed motives. One is do 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 da, like that, you know, and they're wonderful. And the other one is nya 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 nya, like that. It's kind of like the DSCH Shostakovich motive. Anyway, it's a brilliant work, a brilliant and exciting work. And it really ought to be more standard repertoire than it is, except that it ends in a high boiling rage. It's not tragic, I would say, at the end. It's angry. It's angry and violent and dissonant and crunchy, and I love it. Anyway, Metropoulos and the New York Philharmonic turned in a scorching performance of this piece, both on disc and apparently live, because as they were paying tribute to their English hosts by playing this amazing piece of music, the English press, as mentioned in the Metropoulos biography, you know, high priest of music, whatever it was called. But anyway, in there they quote some clippings that are just fabulous, where they take Metropoulos and the New York Philharmonic to task for playing the piece too loudly. I mean, this is a piece that starts at triple forte and goes up from there, basically. I mean, yeah, okay, it has quiet bits, but essentially, you can't be nasty or violent enough. You really can't. And here were these foreigners showing up and taking a piece of authentic English music and just playing the living crap out of it. And needless to say, the English press didn't take kindly to that, because they were offended that somebody would, you know, have the gall to play one of their iconic pieces by one of their iconic composers about 10 times more excitingly than any of the local boys were doing it. And that always offended them. You know, one of the crazy, nonsensical things about, you know, the English musical criticism is that you know, they tend to treat English music and English composers as their property, and rather than being happy when other people do it, they tend to be xenophobic and protective and take umbrage when other people do it. I mean, you would think they would want the rest of the world to perform this as much as possible, because it speaks well of their musical culture and their composers, so they can take some nationalistic pride in the fact that these things are popular all over the world. But no, it doesn't work that way, because, and the reason it doesn't work that way, although it should, is because the English military-industrial complex is interested in promoting not just English composers, but only English composers as performed by English artists. So yes, it's fine if an English conductor were to go to Lower Slobovia and do Elgar symphonies, or if an English orchestra records them with a non-English conductor in England. But when you get the complete package, a Greek conductor with an American orchestra playing the living daylights out of a British classic, they tend to go, oh no, that will never do. No, 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 no. People in the audience were probably thrilled because it was exciting as hell. And they probably weren't used to exciting as hell. Everything had to be nice and tame, unless Beecham did it, of course. Then it could be exciting as hell. But then again, he was English. Anyway, so that was the story. You also get with this the Talis Fantasia in what is probably its fastest performance ever. It's less than 13 minutes. It's kind of amazing for a piece that can last like usually 16 to 18 or something like that. It's so volatile. I mean, that's what Metropoulos was at his best. He was an edgy, neurotic, fast, exciting conductor. And when he was on, the music was just blisteringly intense. I mean, you get all the cooking adjectives: scorching, blistering, sizzling, steaming, boiling, whatever they are. I mean, all the cooking adjectives apply to Metropoulos in top form. And boy, is he in top form in this Vaughan Williams Fourth Symphony. Bernstein also did a great Vaughan Williams Fourth. It was quite a bit slower. Had to be, of course. And Talis Fantasia, also slower. These are very, very special performances at a level of sheer adrenaline that is really unmatched by anybody else. And so if you like Vaughan Williams, and who doesn't, and if you like this symphony, which some people do and some people don't, but you should, listen to this recording of it. It will change your world, I guarantee it, and also show you just how dull some of those local boys actually were in this repertoire. Not the composer, by the way. Nope, the composer knew what he was doing, and so did Metropoulos. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care.